to the outside. He can't get there. Kevin King is going to win the Barr FTF Cup Series.
Into the lead. Bud gets wrecked in front of the pack. He saves it. 3-4 wide as they come to the white flag.
Here comes Vargas down on the apron. They are 5 wide. Ian Plass will win it at the line. Is this package? Oh, there goes Jordy Lopez Jr. That's your race leader. Caution flag is out.
Still no one willing to give up as they are going to be dead even off of the first chicane.
Oh, he saves it. What's going to happen here? Here comes the canvas. Get your front there.
He's got it. He's got it. Get there. No.
This is going to win. FTF.GG welcomes you to the virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. It's the War Out of Cars Robert Dorman 250 for the Barr FTF Cup Series. Glad to have you with us here on FTF.GG. Jacob Pitts and Caleb Hoffman here with you. Zach Johnson, our producer for tonight. Let's immediately jump into our starting grid because it's a short track and there are a lot of folks that are in this race. Logan Helton picks up his first pole on the season. Parker White lines up to his outside. Daniel Falkingham starts in row number 2. Michael P. Frisch to the outside. Then Blake Reynolds. Graham Boland's in the 88 tonight. Kevin King, he's got the night off. Wyatt Tinsley back in the 20 tonight. He starts in row 4. Sebastian Marin starts to the outside. David L. Brown, Michael Cozy Jr. rounding out the top 10. Good evening, Caleb.
Yeah, starting 11th tonight's going to be Alex Kolonix with Daniel Buttafuoco to his outside. Row 7, Kane Cook and Chris Wetz. Nick Miller and Jack Mace will start alongside each other in row number 8. Seth Knoll and Brandon Hawken in row number 9. Rounding out your top 20 is going to be Joseph Armstrong and Jonathan Oshlam.
Back in 21st, Kwame Scott in the 299. Nate Stewart to the outside. Jordan Worth, Cosman Yoneshu. They're in row number 12. David Cabrera making, I believe, his second start on the season. Philip McCandless to the outside. Liam Sheen in the 73 for Jonathan O's tonight. Michael Guest, he's starting deep in the field. Did not have a good qualifying lap. Only got one lap in. Justin Malillo, Rocky Boyd rounding out your top 30. Everybody from here on back, for the most part. Actually, I lie. It's actually, I think, AJ Green on back that had to use a qualifying provisional. But nonetheless, we'll scroll through the rest of your field here since we are half a lap from green. 250 laps. I did not catch the stage numbers, so give me 2 seconds. Stages are at the end of lap 60, the end of lap 150, and then we go the final 100 laps. The track is hot. The driver's set to go. Green flag. We're racing at North Wilkesboro. First lap is done. Logan Helton leads it to turn number 1. 4 cars, single file for side-by-side battle. You've got Marin on the outside. You've got Daniel Falkingham. No, that's Blake Reynolds stuck down on the inside line.
And right now, I mean, this is just classic short track racing. You see already kind of fanning out in the back. Got to get that figured out. There's not room here at North Wilkesboro to run anything past double wide, which you see right now.
So far, so good. We've made it 2.5 clean laps. Helton continues to lead the way. First side-by-side battles a little further back. You have to look back to David L. Brown, Kane Cook, your pole sitter from Kansas, looking to the inside. Nick Miller is right there as well. 3 wide further back. You see that's back behind Cosman with Kwame Scott there in the red, blue, and orange, 99. Oh, Nick Miller is crashing on the front straightaway. Right in front of Brandon Hawken. We stay under green as Miller is stopped at the bottom of the racetrack. Got loose off 4 and now gets it rolling as the last couple of cars come on by. This track is slick, Caleb, and when you don't have the grip, you can just drop it on corner exit. We've seen it time and time again. It strikes for the driver of the 19, and he drops to the back of the field.
Jonathan Oshlam almost had the same thing happen there. And it's so easy here at North Wilkesboro to just overdrive off the corner, and that car will step out on you if you don't really have the setup in it. And I know that these things are a little more loose than you would like them to be, especially in the bottom.
Battle for the lead. Here comes the 011, last week's winner, Parker White, 3-time winner on the season. Continuing to climb his way up the point standings. He leads the point standings still, and climbing his way up on the all-time wins list as well in FTF in the Cup Series. He has 4 of them. And right now, I'm sure he would love to pick up win number 5 that would tie him with Ryan Nalraki and Corey Carpenter all time. Single file for your first top 10. It's David L. Brown, the first car side by side with Kane Cook.
And you'll see everybody continue to settle down right now. This battle with Kane Cook and David L. Brown right now is for 10th position, and you'll see David L. Brown on this inside just really struggle to keep the car glued to the bottom, and it's so hard when you have somebody on your outside to really do that. Now Chris Wetz is going to try to take advantage. We saw this happen to Seth Knoll just a few laps ago where that car got unsettled, and it took him a minute to find his spot in line.
Wetz shuffled out of line, side by side for third. Here comes Daniel Falkingham to the inside of Logan Helton. Helton currently in a solid spot as far as playoffs are concerned. Sits 14th in the points. That would put him in. Only 1 top 5, though, and 2 top 10s so far on the season. Took an LPP last week at Kansas. For Falkingham, he has had an up-and-down season. 1 top 5 finish, 5th at Bristol Dirt, 6th at Auto Club earlier in the year. Outside of that, he has struggled to finish, particularly the last 3 races. Dega, 39th, 35th at Dover, 25th last week at Kansas.
Yeah, and this track is just a lot of fun. I mean, you see right now, it's not purely a bottom feeder racetrack. There is speed in kind of that middle lane, and you see, wow, big send from Alex Kolonix on the inside of Daniel Budafuka. They're going to make contact. And looks like they'll get it sorted out, but, I mean, again, this middle lane, there's speed there if you can find it and run it properly. It's really fun because it's not your typical conveyor belt short track.
Can't wait to see what happens when we take real cars and trucks to this racetrack here next week. All-star race for the Cup Series, points-paying race for the trucks. Car store will be there. A lot of good stuff on the horizon from North Wilkesboro. And don't forget the All-Star race for FTF is next week. Don't know where in the world it's going to be at. Nobody has announced that yet. But presumably somewhere, hopefully fun. Battle for the lead. Graham Bolin has not made a start yet this year. He did make races last year, though. Had 1 win on the season. That being Phoenix, the first time around Phoenix. And he's on the back bumper now of that 011 in Parker White, trying to give him the old chrome horn and get by him here in the first 20 laps.
He's going to use it, though. It looks like there he goes. He's going to get right on the back bumper of this 011 machine. Going to try to wiggle him up. Didn't quite work for him there, and he's got to try and find a different approach here. Parker White's going to just glue himself to that inside lane, and Graham Boland's going to try to diamond the corner a little more. It doesn't quite work for him, but this 88 all over the back bumper of Parker White. He's going to try the bumper again. Off turn 2, no avail yet. Still going to be Parker White, Graham Boland 1-2 as they go into turn 3.
There's a long way to go in this race, too. You don't necessarily need to scuff up that front bumper yet, but Graham Boland thinks he's the faster car. That last lap, though, the fastest time belonged to Parker White. Should I say the faster time? Because Falkingham, who is in third place, some half-second back, he is faster than both cars for the time being. Let's drop back just a little bit through this field. Battle for 18th. Joseph Armstrong running that ugly thing of a race car that Christopher Bell, I think, is running this weekend. Kwame Scott's on the inside of him. That's got to be top 5 worst car of the year right there. That Mac Tools paint scheme. Horrible.
a real-life Cup scheme, so can't fault him, I guess.
Yeah. And it's not good in the Cup Series, and it's not good here. No offense to Joseph, but my man, you had a good car with Yahoo. Why'd you have to change it up? Kwame gets by, and he'll drop in line.
Looks like a little further ahead, Chris Wetz is going to get cycled out for the 16th position, or 15th position, excuse me.
Gives up that spot to Nate Stewart. It's a choo-choo train forming behind Logan Helton. It seems like he's got short-run speed and short-run speed only. Right now, Sebastian Marin's on the back bumper. Those are Nexus teammates. Blake Reynolds is right behind in the 66. Cozy is there. Buttafuoco and the GoDaddy 13, he's not too far back, as well as Kolonix. It's a group of about 5-6 cars that are in this train right now.
And you see the throwback colors for Logan Helton this week. I believe that's Casey Kane, the Mopar blue. He's got
I
the
didn't even
Evernham
notice
number.
that. Yeah. How about that?
I can't remember though if that was just Mopar or if I want to say they were sponsored by like Powerade or some point too. Boy, that's a very fun paint scheme. Right behind him, Sebastian Marin. I mean, this is somebody that's really impressed me this year. Had a not so strong start to the season, taking 2 place provisionals in the first 3 races, and the other one I think he finished 29th, somewhere in there. Yeah. And these last few weeks, I mean, he's really turned it on. Won a few weeks ago at Talladega, obviously. At Dover, he had a decent amount of pace. In Kansas, I thought he was really one of the dark horses to win this race, or win that race. And here he is up inside the top 5 and showing that he has speeds on just multiple disciplines of racetrack so far this season. So,
And he has impressed since Speed Weeks back at Daytona. He was not a name that a lot of folks were familiar with. He set a qualifying time that put him in the top 5. He got a lot of eyes drawn his way as now he's under the gun from Blake Reynolds. He'll let Reynolds go right on by, and that'll open up the door for Cozy as well. But that driver, that 048, has been strong from the get-go this season. As you mentioned, things haven't necessarily gone his way to start. And he missed Bristol Dirt. Just was not here for that race, but he is inside the top 16 in points. He has a win, so he is all but locked into the playoffs. And at this point, he's just trying to build momentum, get closer and closer to the postseason. We are already past the third of the way through this schedule. It is hard to believe.
hard to believe indeed. A little further in the back. Looks like for 8th position, Daniel Buttafuoco, this Sebastian Marin Buttafuoco Kolonix group. Getting a little dicey with each other. Buttafuoco actually used the bumper on Marin, but didn't get him to move out of the way. Looks like we're going to
Kolonix in there. Yeah, at least for now. Still a long way to go. We're halfway through stage number 1. Meanwhile, Blake Reynolds has caught the back door of Logan Helton, and here he goes to the inside in turn 3. Side by side there, and I think Helton might just give the spot away so he can drop back in line, and he will. Move Blake Reynolds up to 4th.
See, Blake Reynolds going to go all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, and that's because maybe Logan Helton, by braking so abruptly on entry there, gave him a chance to roll that corner earlier and get a better exit off. So Blake Reynolds just blocking to make sure that Logan Helton can't get back underneath him and force him to give up the spot, similar as he did to Logan Helton. On board now with Michael Cozy, though. And Cozy all over the back bumper of Logan Helton all of a sudden to try to break into the top 5.
I thought he was going to get into him.
It looked like he was.
By the way, just a note. Sorry, 2 cars started from the pit lane. Wyatt Tinsley and Michael P. Frisch. They were both supposed to start inside the top 10. They started from the pits instead. Tinsley currently 31st. Frisch currently 33rd. So they've got a lot of work cut out for them here, especially if we stay under green the way we have through these first 36 laps. The leaders are catching lap traffic. Right now, Brett Puncari has been put a lap down. The FedEx throwback of I know who you are. He gets lapped, Zach Hudson. Brian Zabelski is just up the road from Parker White, your race leader. So the leaders interacting with some lap traffic that has allowed, though, Parker White to scoot ahead a little bit of Graham Boland. The gap's opened up to about a half a second.
I wouldn't expect it to stay that way for very long as they try to get through lap traffic right now. If Parker White has any sort of trouble whatsoever, Graham Boland's going to be right there to capitalize on it. And right now, I mean, they're double file, almost 3 wide up ahead of him. Nick Miller, who spun earlier, has quite a bit of speed on Ryan Araki right now, side by side. And if they stay like that, that can pose a big threat to Parker White's lead.
Jordan Worth comes over the radio and says, "I'll remember that." I don't think there was any contact, though. He was just racing hard with Liam Sheen, and Sheen sent it in and got to his inside. So I think Jordan's just having a little bit of fun over the radio. There you see Kane Cook in the 3. That's cursed. A moose paint scheme on a Ford with a 3 on the side of it. It's the same thing he ran last week, but I didn't notice he was in a Ford until tonight.
Yeah, it's ultra cursed. You got a Chevy paint scheme with a Chevy number on a Mustang. I noticed that at Talladega, how cursed that paint scheme was. And I think the markings on the side of that car too are painted on. It's not. It's quite literally a Hail Melon car. We'll get a view of it maybe here.
Might be able to.
There you go.
Nice cluster of cars up the road. Hawken is there, Kolonix and David L. Brown. This is 9th on back. We're inside 20 to go in stage number 1.
Eyes back on the leader of Parker White, continuing to get back through this lap traffic. They just put Justin Malolo a lap down. His teammate of Ryan Araki, they are working on at the moment. Right up the roads, Lucas Plessel, Nick Miller, previously mentioned.
Have to remember as well, no cautions at the end of stages. So there's a possibility that we could go green flag to flag. Doesn't mean it'll happen, but there is the possibility of it since there are no scheduled caution flags. 15 to go in the stage.
And it's fun that the opportunity's there. You don't have anything to really plan around in terms of cautions for strategy or anything like that. So each side is going to have its pros and cons. It just kind of depends on how the cards fall here tonight if we do get a caution at some point, which is entirely possible with how close the quarters are here. You see Parker White now trying to get on Nick Miller.
Well, and we've seen it in FTF before. You can never rule anything out.
Ain't that right?
You rule it out, it'll happen. Kolonix about got crashed after he turned to the inside. Jack Mace was there, and he turned across his nose. It cost him 2 spots. Mace got by him.
Ooh.
And then Kwame Scott got by him.
Nick Miller right now is blocking Parker White to try to avoid going a lap down, and this is going to be super interesting here because this is going to allow Graham Boland to be able to get back in the picture for the lead here if Parker White continues to have this amount of trouble with Nick Miller, and now he's going to get underneath him side by side, but Graham Boland has closed in a considerable amount.
He's pinching, and Nick Miller's already wrecked once tonight. He's trying to wreck for a second time.
Oh,
and he does. He gets hit by Boland. Just drove through him. Wow.
Yeah, Graham Boland he saw Nick Miller and Parker White up ahead and said, "I'm not taking any of that."
What you get for racing the leaders when there is no stage caution. If there was a stage caution he was trying to beat out, I could maybe reason with it. But it's a little bit much.
Trying to cause the caution.
Yep. Like I said, he's already been one wreck tonight. Trying to make it a cool double. Oh, man, that got close there, putting the 25 of Gary Sexton up into the wall. Now, you see a lot of throwback schemes on the cars. This is not the throwback week for FTF. That's coming up when we go to Darlington in, I believe it's Darlington at least, when we get to September. I don't think there's an official throwback race before that point. The FTF schedule, how it looks from here. We are off next week because of the real All-Star. FTF's All-Star is in 2 weeks. That's the Saturday night of Memorial Day weekend. Then we go to Gateway, Road America, Charlotte for the World 600, Nashville, a doubleheader the first weekend of July with the Chicago Street Course and Chicagoland. Then we take the rest of the month off. We don't see you again until July 29th at New Hampshire. The next night we're at Pocono. Then the following weekend's Michigan, a doubleheader, Indy Road Course, and then the Indy Oval. Watkins Glen, more weeks off than Darlington, Daytona, and we start the playoffs. Trouble, Liam Sheen keeps it going in the right direction, but he has fallen way back now to 29th. What happened with him? He looks like had some contact with Philip McCandless trying to come off the wall, and he got down into that 73. Great save. We're in the buffer zone. Just 3 laps to go in the stage. Parker White with a half-second lead, coming to 2 to go.
Yeah, Parker White here, they've caught a break in lap traffic, and he's really just opened up this lead on Graham Bolin. I think on long runs right now, Parker White, no question, is going to have the better car than Graham Bolin. At the moment, Graham Bolin's actually going to smack the wall out of turn number 2. He's going to keep it straight, but doesn't look like it'll happen for Graham Bolin coming to the white flag.
Parker White has won. Nick Miller just crashed again. Nonetheless, here comes Parker White off turn number 4. Green and white checkered flag in the air, and for the 9.5th time this season, Parker White wins stage number 1. I don't know why the spreadsheet says he has 8.5 stage wins coming in, and Michael P. Frisch has 1.5 stage wins, but Parker White picks up his 9.5 stage win here at North Wilkesboro, and put another playoff point into the playoff bucket for driver 011. Stage 1 is complete. Now, can we get a look here, Nick Miller? I heard something about we were 3 wide. And let's see, that's Falkingham who's on the lead lap. Sexton, I don't know how that's not on driver 19.
Yeah, he's had himself a tough race so far tonight.
He's on pit lane right now, getting some tires. Nonetheless, Parker White is out in front. 63 laps complete when they hit the start-finish line. We'll be back after this here on FTF in the We Have No Cars Robert Dorman 250. Stay with us. Back here on FTF. Yeah, we're back. Parker White's got a second lead. Oh, and Michael P. Fresh about crashed it.
And Michael P. Frisch right now on the inside of Joseph Armstrong. And just a few laps ago, actually, these two, Joseph Armstrong, Wyatt Tinsley, made some contact with one another. They're going to make some more contact here. And these two have not been happy with each other over the radio. And Wyatt Tinsley on the inside trying to get around Joseph Armstrong. He is finally going to get past him, but here comes Parker White, the leader, to lap both of them.
Alrighty. Continuing to try and make his way through lap traffic, and we have seen a couple of guys come onto pit road, but no real takers out of anybody out in front. Look at this traffic jam that Parker White's going to have to get through. It's Oshalem and McCandless side by side. Jordan Worth is there. Frisch is there fighting to stay on the lead lap. And then there's Parker White trying to slice through it all. Oh, man. That's Wyatt Tinsley just in front.
Wyatt Tinsley's going to be in this realm of Nick Miller like we saw earlier, who I think is just not going to want to let this 011 by. Whatever means necessary, this 20 will employ to keep the 11 behind him, and he's lucky that Graham Boland's not all over the back bumper of him, because I feel like there would be something happening there. That was the case. Either way, Parker White still trying to work on Wyatt Tinsley. He's going to get around Jordan Worth, but now this 20 car is going to open up just a little bit. He's got Michael P. Frisch in front of him.
Parker White just trying to slide his way through. Graham Boland's not having much of an easier time right now trying to get through this lap traffic.
And I wouldn't be surprised here to see Parker White use the bumper on Wyatt Tinsley soon. And luckily for Wyatt Tinsley, Parker White is to his inside now. Tinsley's going to try to slide in line in front of Oshalem, and Oshalem's going to give him that room. And now going to let Liam Sheen, Jordan Worth, all these guys get on by. Joseph Armstrong's in line underneath him. All of this happening with Graham Boland, your second place car right behind him. Oshalem almost makes contact with Tinsley.
Yeah, that was close. Keep it pointed in the right direction. We have stayed caution-free through these first 80 laps. Now Parker White is getting moved out of the way by Liam Sheen, who's on fresh tires.
Liam Sheen in 40 seconds said, "Let me on by" to Parker White.
Fresh tires will do that. You'll be faster. AJ Green is on the pit lane, making his first stop. Wyatt Tinsley going to be coming to the pit lane this time. He is one lap down. Oh, nope, never mind. Kane Cook is way off the pace. He was up inside the top 10. He's fallen back to 21st and continuing to lose spots. That right front tire must be killed, because, I mean, he is limping around the racetrack. He's about to get lapped. David Brown will be in this time, as will Blake Bryant.
Oh, and Liam Sheen just went around in the middle of turns 1 and 2.
That'll do it. Caution's out for the first time tonight. contact with AJ Green. Green coming off the pit lane on fresh tires. Just came off the lap before the contact. And our first caution flag of the night comes out on lap 85.
You'll get the replay right here. You see Liam Sheen.
Ow.
Get together there, but that's scary. You see Parker White and Graham Bolin, that group was just right there. Now it's going to give a chance to everybody come down the pit lane.
Pit stops for the lead lap cars. Some folks may choose to use the wave around here. Others, I would imagine, though, are going to come down onto pit road, even if they are a lap down. Cars that you just saw come off pit road. Oh my, Logan Helton thought he overshot his box, but he didn't. Parker White will win the race off pit road. Philip McCandless stays out. So he is currently your race leader. I believe he was the free pass. No, Kane Cook, I think, was the free pass. Gary Sexton has parked the car. He's done for the night. AJ Green is being sent to the back for causing the caution. Here comes McCandless. Kane Cook is pitting as well. So Parker White will hold on to the lead. '87 laps. Nope, 88 laps complete. Still a long way to go here from North Wilkesboro, and they were debating about this pre-race, Caleb, on whether or not they wanted to do single-file restarts after a certain amount of time. Caution has been extended, by the way, so we're looking at a couple more pace laps. I believe we're 2 laps away from the choose. Which means we are going to be doing double file for now. But if they wreck enough on restarts, they may consider changing the rules and going single file.
That's an interesting call. I mean, I understand because, again, this is North Wilkesboro, and yeah, you see the graphic right there, but I don't know, kind of silly to have an arbitrary point where you enforce a single file restart if we get a chain of cautions or something like that. But we did a good job on the initial start.
This is true, and drivers will be notified in advance if that change is coming. It's not going to be a everybody pits and then they'll tell the drivers that hey, we're going to be changing the rules on you here. So they were all told in advance that if you crash too much, this will come up. Let's take a look at Joseph Armstrong. He's 24th. 1 lap down. In the worst paint scheme in the field.
In the field?
I said what I said.
All right, I may be inclined to agree with you. I just went through every paint scheme in the field.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'd give that to Joseph Armstrong.
Yeah.
Also known as Joe.
Kane Cook got an EOL. But he didn't choose yet. How does Kane Cook get a EOL if he didn't choose yet? Caution's been extended again. This is classic North Wilkesboro. Brett Bodine won a race here when they had 18 caution laps for under 1 caution. I don't want to start counting how many laps of caution we're doing. Daniel Falkingham goes to the back. He hit the cone. And he says, those hash marks screwed me so badly. So he, yeah, he hit it. I think we're coming to green.
I think we got it sorted out finally.
Yes. All right. Parker White leads us down. Green flag. We're back to green on lap 94. That only took us 8 laps of caution.
And we'll see now if Grant Bolin on these fresh tires has anything. Parker White on the longer run was slowly starting to gap away from Grant Bolin, so this has to be his opportunity in his mind. Try to get around this 011. Oh.
Trouble. Turn 2. Cozy's around on the back straightaway. He saves it. Matthew Zwack, Kane Cook, and David Cabrera all involved in turn number 2 at the back of the field. Lucas Plessel dove it in there on David Cabrera, and he went around in front of the back half of the field. I tell you what, Cozy, we're going to have to look at Cozy after this. So watch the cotton candy car. Wham! Into Cabrera. Round he goes. Zwack spins trying to avoid the wall. Kane Cook hits both the 31 and then the 7.
Not Wendy's.
Yeah. Dropped the biggie bag. Meanwhile, frosting machine was broke. Here's Cozy. Off turn 2. Yiggles on him, and he locks him up to save it. By that point, the caution's already out. And he retains most of those spots. So, second caution. Back of the field. A staple of FTF competition. We'll get a restart past the century mark here. 100 laps will be complete when we get the green flag back in the air. Remember, it's the end of lap 150, I think. Yes, end of lap 150 is our second stage in.
And we just pitted a few laps ago, so these tires will be not cold on this restart. They'll be nice and warm. And I believe only 3 or so laps, including our cautions. Obviously, under green, we only got a chance to go about, what, half a straightaway? Pair of corners.
Yeah.
I will say later on, though, I'll be interested. I think there is opportunity here, 30, 40, 50 laps in to, if you're one of these guys in the back, to stay out under one of these yellows. I think track position is going to be fairly important. You've seen guys like Wyatt Tinsley and Michael P. Frisch on the start who did have a fair amount of speed, and they've just kind of been stuck in the back. You really don't want to replicate that if you're one of these guys up front. You want to maintain that track position by whatever means necessary. So
Shout out to some photographer that got absolutely drop kicked in this XFL championship game, which looks more like a preseason game when you've got the 10-1 DC Defenders losing 17-0 to a team under 500. What is this crap?
I didn't read the records. I thought it said 3 and 4 at the bottom.
Nope, 5 and 6.
Wow.
What? Why? That is painful. That's like letting the Minnesota Vikings into that big game. Eh.
I will say,
I have no idea when we're choosing, by the way. Go ahead.
we're at North Wilkesboro right now. The real life schedule is at Darlington this week. We got the Cup Series tomorrow.
Yeah.
So in that fashion, what's been your favorite throwback so far unveiled?
Oof.
I got one. I got one ready and loaded to go.
Go for it.
The Kyle Larson Hendrick Cars throwback. They need to make that as just straight up primary. No, that thing is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking Xfinity and like the throwback that he runs the rest of the year. That's right. No. The car that Tony Stewart won in the Xfinity series at Daytona that one year, the 80. Yeah. That is a solid option. Yeah. I do agree. I do like that. Yeah. Good stuff.
That and the Ken Block throwback that Riley Herbst. Yeah,
Riley Herbst
I was
crashed
blanking on his
today.
name.
Yeah.
Well, Riley Herbst does that every week.
Well, yeah. Imagine how good SHR could be if they put talent in the race cars. In their Xfinity cars.
And their Cup cars.
Ryan Preece has talent some weeks. And Kevin Harvick,
all right, after
the boy's
this
got
year.
a lot of talent if only he could harness it on a weekly basis.
Josh
and
Berry,
maybe his
Eric
crew
Almirola,
as well.
Chase Briscoe, Ryan Preece. It's terrible.
I don't know if there's been any confirmation about Josh Berry going to Stewart-Haas Racing. I know he signed with Harvick's agency, but I think we're looking at tea leaves. Meanwhile, we're back to green. Past the 100-lap mark. 103 laps are complete. Parker White. Oh, trouble. Chris Wetz is around on the apron in turn 2. We stay green as everybody avoids him. Hope he can get it rolling. The field's off turn 4. And he will. We stay under green.
They're side by side for the lead going into turn
he hits
number 1.
him! Up the hill! Parker White into the wall. Damage to the right side of the 011, and Parker White gets drop-kicked out of the lead to 9th by Graham Bolin.
And here comes Blake Reynolds on the inside. Can he give Graham Bolin a run
trouble,
for his
turn
money?
4. Big crash in turn 4. Huge crash. Rocky Boyd, Seth Noel, Lucas Plessel. Rocky Boyd got rocked, no pun intended, in turn 4. He did the, oh my gosh. That's the worst save job I've ever seen in my life. Take a look at this, folks. Car control. Doesn't get hit. Wow. And then Noel, nowhere to go, stops in front of Plessel. And like the Darlington race in the Xfinity Series today, like half the field piles in turn 4.
And you see here just a little bit. Man, that's bad.
Yeah.
I don't think they even touched. Yeah, nowhere to
Boyd
go.
and Melillo, they did not touch.
Yeah,
That he just lost it on entry, and then it snapped back on him. Wyatt Tinsley gets the free pass, by the way. And Graham Bolin's your leader after booting that 011 car out of the way.
Yeah, Graham Bolin's move in turn 1, it reminded me of, I want to say it was Joey Logano and Chase Elliott at Bristol in 2020, sometime there. It was just, I mean, fully sent it in there, and he came out with the lead. Blake Reynolds was there, so I'm curious here if Blake Reynolds is able to get anything going here.
Hello?
Hi, just had a question. So, do you have like a ghost in the passenger seat that Rocky Boyd got scared looking in his mirror, or what happened there on that?
I couldn't even tell you, Jacob. I have absolutely no idea. It scared the absolute crap out of me. I was just trying to battle as hard as I could for the lucky dog. I was pretty mad that I got punted out of the way, so I was trying to just get up in there and try and, you know, scare him a little bit back. But I was not expecting him to do what he did there, and it was absolutely terrifying. I hope he's okay. But we're in the lucky dog spot now, so we're going to hopefully choose the right line and get another caution here and be in the perfect spot to get a good finish tonight.
Nice save, by the way, after Rocky Boyd died there. I didn't realize that you got a tap in the rear there off for as well. We went on board with you. So, hey, best of luck the rest of the way, and keep the fenders on the thing, all right?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
That's Justin Melillo, the club leader of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse team that's actually FTF Motor Club or something ridiculous like that, but you know, hot dog. They are the Mickey Mouse team. We are choosing here. There you see Mr. Malillo. FTF Drivers Club.
Oh.
That's Brian Mercurio, 41.
We've extended this caution by one more lap.
Yep, just to allow everybody to get settled in and catch back up if they haven't. What in the world is Kevin Harvick throwing back to? No, stop it. He is not throwing back to.
Yeah,
Are you kidding
bad.
me?
Yeah, the Sunny D car. Yeah, that's bad.
That is horrible.
It's a throwback to his proposed first start in the 30 AOL car, but they didn't get the base or anything right. It's an orange and yellow car when the original one's the AOL 30 blue and yellow
Right.
one. Yeah, it's not even close. Green numbers on it too. If I
Come
remember
on,
correctly.
Kevin. Green flag. That Brad car looks good though. The Casey Atwood flips car, Castrol, the old one, looks nice. We're back to racing. 112 laps are complete. Graham Bolin, your leader. Blake Reynolds now second. Marin side by side with Logan Helton for third. It's Nexus 3, 4, 5 with Brandon Hawken right there. And he about drops the car on exit. He holds on, but he's going to lose 3-4 spots going into turn number one.
That's it,
He's
lose it
still
again.
loose, and he's going to save it. Down in the apron. He'll lose more time, though. Those rear tires got a little too hot. He's got to cool them off.
And we'll see. He's got Nate Stewart to his outside. If he's able to contend for that spot, doesn't look like it. I think he's just going to have to fall in line here. But he's holding strong on the bottom on the inside, and Nate Stewart further up front. Daniel Buttafuoco, Brian Mercurio find themselves in a similar situation. A former leader in Parker White, Stage 1 winner, is all over the back bumper of these two, though, trying to find a way to get by and get back up to Graham Bolin.
I get they were talking about putting dirt on this racetrack, but somebody needs to tell Hawken that this place is not a dirt track yet. He about killed Cosman there trying to avoid him. Having to turn right to go left on corner exit still. And that 099 not only hurt himself now, he just hurt Cosman and caused him to lose 4 or 5 spots.
Further back up at the front, though, Brian Mercurio and Parker White have actually kind of mounted charge on this outside lane. They were able to get around Daniel Buttafuoco, working on Sebastian Marin. We're just able to kind of cycle him out. Now they're going to try to work on Logan Helton. And not really something that you think of here at North Wilkesboro, having a good middle, almost top lane. But there is enough banking here that Brian Mercurio is able to exploit some of the momentum. Parker White now looking down to the inside, but Brian Mercurio just getting such a good run off that he's going to take it and dive down to the inside of Logan Helton.
Here comes Mercurio looking for 4th. The Parker White to the outside, and he's trying to mount a charge back to the front. After getting moved, caution is out, back of the field. Jordan Worth gets tagged. It was Nick Miller at the start of this. This is Nick Miller's 3rd wreck. And
yeah, it's
where's the hole, sir?
Yeah,
Drives through AJ Green, and then Jordan Worth spins as a result. I don't know what, obviously nowhere for Jordan to go, and I don't know necessarily what AJ Green was supposed to do there, arcing the corner, and Nick Miller sticks it in, pretending like he's there 3 wide when he's really not.
Yeah, Nick Miller he was talking over the radio about being displeased, saying there's nowhere lower he could go, but yeah, he absolutely went for a hole I don't think was there.
We will go to a break here from North Wilkesboro. Nick Miller does have a 5 as his rec score. I'm not sure if he was already given a cause for a caution. If he was, that'll be his second cause and he'd be parked. If it's his first, then he's on thin ice. Nonetheless, it's our third caution flag of the night. Graham Bolin, your leader. We're still in stage 2. We're back after this here on FTF. Back here from North Wilkesboro, Graham Bolin, your leader. He picked the outside line. Blake Reynolds will be on the bottom. You have 25 to go in stage 2 when we get the restart. Here we go. Green flag.
Graham Bolin, a good launch. Michael Jr. put him up into this equation as well. He's to the outside of Logan Helton. And again, we were starting to see that outside lane develop just a little bit. We'll see if Michael Cozy Jr. can lead that charge. On the inside, though, looks like it's going to be just a little too much at the moment. It's Blake Reynolds going to slot into the second position. Logan Helton and Michael Cozy still side by side for P3, though. I think this is going to go the way of the inside lane, though.
Going through 3 and 4. Cozy on the outside. Parker White on the inside. Blake Reynolds a little squirrely off turn 4. Keeps it pointed in the right direction. Here comes that 011 back to the front. P3. Oh, looking for it on Helton. Caution in the back. Kwame Scott is around. More trouble in turn 4 as David Cabrera involved in this as well. But it's Kwame Scott crashing in the 16th position that brings out our caution flag. Looks like Cosman and Michael Guest may have been at the cause of this. Here's the look. You see Cosman 3 wide in the middle. And, well, you can't really tell what happens from that angle other than contact and the 99 turned up and into the wall. If we could get another angle. See Cabrera go around there. Let's see if we learn anything here. Oh, Michael Guest kind of
I think he gets booped
makes
by Michael
his lane
Guest
up there and gets down into the 84.
Oh, and big here as well. Race control. And Kevin McAdams just came over the radio and said we are switching to single file restarts from this point on.
There you go. Good grief. What happened to Cabrera? Obviously, he got drove through. Interesting, the 84 given the cause of the caution. Cabrera just gets driven through, right? Oh my God, yeah. Okay. That's Liam Sheen.
He gets him twice.
Yeah, now if Sheen is given a secondary, that might be it for car 73 on the day, because he already has one cause tonight, I believe. So, we'll find out.
Now, this is going to be interesting from this point on now with single file restarts. Graham Boland is going to catch lap traffic very quickly from this point onwards with how many cars we have still in this race lining up.
So we are single file restarts moving forward. And we will get the green this time by. Here we go. Green flag. Let's see if this goes any better. Parker White looked to the inside there of Logan Helton. Helton able to drive back around on the outside and get clear of him. Side by side for 6, Botafuco on the inside, Mercurio up top. Cosman. And where in the world is he at? Because he was really off the pace. Oh, he had to go to pit road. Oh, you know why?
Big,
Breck scored. That's why.
Big wiggle out of Cozy there. Don't look now, but look who's crawled back in to this top 3. All of a sudden, Parker White slowly but surely has been moving his way on up. Now to the back bumper of Blake Reynolds. He can get some pressure on him there. Good manufacturer representation up inside this top 3.
Nate Stewart to the outside of Brandon Hawken. Meanwhile,
oh, Parker White!
Parker White! Oh, look out! Holds onto it. Everybody checks up. And Parker White just drove it in too deep and lost it on the brakes. And now Mercurio almost washes up into him. Everybody holds on, but Parker White falls from 3rd to 5th, and he may fall to 6th.
Everybody will get regathered, recollected, but Parker White has to do all that work over again. Lost 2 spots out of that in Logan Helton and Michael Cozy Jr. and lost even more time. He was all over the back bumper of Blake Reynolds, and now it's fallen over a 2nd and a quarter, looks like, back in terms of pace. But we will continue our Boland, Reynolds, Helton, Cozy, White, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Cozy peeking to the inside of Logan Helton here. This is for 3rd. Cozy did not have a good start to the season. There was a point where at tracks he wasn't even qualifying, and he didn't have enough points to get a provisional. 13th in the 500 after crashing with Ryan Doucette, his teammate, late in the race. He then missed Auto Club in Las Vegas, 34th and 32nd at the Rock in Atlanta, missed Texas, missed Richmond, And since then, this is his 5th straight start. 16th at Bristol Dirt, 7th at Dega, 6th at Dover, and 21st at Kansas in a crash-filled second half of the race. So a good start right now for the driver of the 99, trying to get some stage points here. We are 7 laps away from the end of stage number 2.
Fight still all over the back bumper. Michael Cozy Jr. for P number 3. He will send it. Oh!
Trouble. McCandless, turn 4.
Oh, and Seth Knoll just got turned after the caution was already out into the front stretch wall.
Yeah,
He'll
he
get it respun, but...
Huh. Yeah, so this is a 2-parter. All involving that number 11. There's Act 1. Spins McCandless from downtown. And watch Knoll in the 1. Whoop! There he goes.
Man.
Yep.
Tough set of corners.
On board. With the McConey setup shot machine. Wham. And he liked that so much, he did it again. Wham. I'll give him credit for the second one, just with the fact that he didn't necessarily have a ton of room to go and didn't know that that one was going to come shooting up the gap. Now we have 5 to go, make it 4 to go. Some folks pitted, others stayed out, wanting the stage points. Graham Boland pitted, he's going for the win. Falkingham pitted as well. Kane Cook, Chris Wetz, Jack Mace, Michael Guest, David L. Brown, all coming to the pit lane under this caution flag. We should get a restart here with 1 or 2 to go in the stage. Lights are still on in the pace car with 3 to go, so I think we're going to get a 1-lap dash to the end of stage number 2. If we have to extend it, that would obviously jeopardize the stage, and we would finish under caution. I think that would tick some people off, but nonetheless, we should get the 1 to green here this time around. Your top 10. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, really interesting that Graham Boland up hitting here. Again, I feel like staying out. I guess, you know, he would want the fresh tires right now because this is his first race this season, I believe. So maybe the stage points don't matter as much to him. But
now wait a second. How does this work? We're coming to get 1 to green on lap 150. How are we... What? How are we getting a 1-lap dash for the stage when it ends at the end of lap 150, and we're going to take the end of 1 lap 50 on the restart? Have we figured this out yet?
I think maybe we're extending the stage to just...
Can somebody within the sound of my voice figure this out and explain to me what in the world is going on? Because the stage end is this time. And nobody has figured that out yet.
Yeah, that's my educated guess, is we're just calling the end of the stage at 150.
It'll be on the end of 151 now. Okay. Just changing stages on us. Green flag, 1 lap to go in stage 2. Blake Reynolds out in front by a car length over Cozy. They make their way down the back straightaway to turns 3 and 4. And Blake Reynolds, for the second time this season, is a stage winner.
Now we'll find ourselves on the other side of stage 1 and 2. So the rest of the way we will go.
99 to go.
Blake Reynolds, Cozy, White, Budafuco, Logan Helton, Brian Mercurio, Sebastian Marin, Brendan Hawkin, Michael Frisch, Nate Stewart, your top 10. Budafuco up inside the top 5. He's had a real quiet day up inside the top 10, just keeping his nose clean right now. He's done a fantastic job. Logan Helton, one of these guys as well. Sebastian Marin. All these guys have been up here all day. You see single file right now. First side-by-side battle looks like, well, as soon as I say it, it's going to be Brian Mercurio and Logan Helton, but even further back, looks
Here
like
comes
Graham
Cozy
Olin.
for the lead. Side by side. And Cozy gets it done. Maybe. Reynolds got a whale of a run there off turn 4.
And we saw this earlier with Parker White right behind Brian Mercurio. We saw that top lane was able to have some speed. So I don't know if that's just the presence of Parker White doing that or what's going on, but old strong on the outside, Blake Reynolds. Here comes Parker White, the outside of Michael Cozy Jr. for P number 2, and Reynolds going to try to chop his nose off.
Somebody still has a drive-through here for wreck score. Blake Bryant came over the radio and said he is broke. Jonathan Oshalim has to come to pit road for wreck score. And it was Bryant that had contact with Jordan Worth. Worth got loose and came up and into him and walloped him on the front straightaway. Oshalim pits, trouble, Nate Stewart, big crash, turn 3. Ryan Nowrocki's in it, David L. Brown, Daniel Falkingham, and for the 842nd week, Nate Stewart is involved in an accident, and this time, it's not his fault. 3 wide, and only 2 of them knew it. He was one of the guys that knew it. It's Alex Kolonix on the bottom, 3 wide. And 2 up high. Trash heap.
I think, oh, Naraki, big hit.
I'm going to call that a racing deal. Okay. $90 to go. Graham Boland's your race leader. Now the guys that stayed out here pitted before the stage ended. So, yeah. Got good news and bad news. The good news is the Phillies are leading. The bad news is it's 5-4. It was 4-3. So I'm going to need the Phillies pitching staff to extract their heads from their hinds quarters here and figure something out. I don't know why some clown named Hoffman's on the mound for the Phillies, but yeah, that's a decision to make. It has me a little concerned as far as what they're going to haul out here in the ninth. Caution has been extended. Scoring's a nightmare. Anyway, Phillies go to the top of the ninth. Up 5-4. It was a wild first inning Phillies scored 4 runs in the top of the first. Bean to hit off the side of the Rockies pitcher's head. He is okay, but was taken out of the game. They brought some other guy in, and he threw 5 strikeouts. I don't know why they didn't just start him. And now Trey Turner, who has forgotten how to play baseball in the last 2 months, is in the batter's box here for the Fightins with a 1-run lead, and they've probably got Craig Kimbrell up in the mound to drive me to a heart attack here before this game is said and done. Other scores from around the league, because nobody cares, and we're still under caution, Yankees beat the Rays 9-8 in a thriller. Yankees had a comeback there late in that game. Aaron Judge with a couple of home runs. Reds beat the Marlins 6-5. Seattle blanks the Tigers 5-0. Twins beat the Cubs 11-1. Those darn Canadians from up north, the Blue Jays, beat the Braves, 5-2. Washington and the Mets, they started their game today, but rain caused them a 4-hour delay. They have pushed the rest of that game to tomorrow, and then they'll do game 2. Rangers beat the A's 5-0. Cardinals finally win a game against the Sox 4-3. Cleveland beat the Angels 8-6. And hey, we're back to green. I'll get to the rest of the scores later. Bolin, your leader. Michael Guest is second, side by side for 4th. Jack Mace and Joseph Armstrong, and they're wrecking in the back. Once again, back straightaway, Cosman in the inside wall. Contact with the 7 of Matthew Zwack. And then he got hit by Lucas Plessel. Let's take a look. See Zwack on the inside. And gets loose and gets up into it. And around goes the 84. Other scores from around the league today. Orioles beat the Pirates 2-0. Milwaukee beats the Royals 4-3. White Sox beat the Astros 3-1. Dodgers hold off the Padres 4-2. And the Arizona Diamondbacks beat the G-Men out of San Francisco 7-2. No other games going on right now other than the game in Colorado. NHL scores, only one game tonight. Kraken tied the series at 3 against Dallas. And no basketball tonight. The Sixers get to break my heart tomorrow. That's at 3:30 in Boston. Game 7. See if we can, where's the pace car at here? There he is. Lights are still on. Let's see if we can talk with Cosman here, since he was involved in that last wreck. Cosman, what happened?
I honestly don't know. I got hit in the left rear. Somebody spun around, and that's all I got for you. So I've done some stupid things today, I guess. I kind of panicked there in a 3-wide situation. Got myself in a stop and go. It wasn't really a panic, but I felt like I was given no room, and I haven't seen a replay. And
How was the how's the car? Like, have a lot of damage?
No damage. No, nothing at all. We're still, everything's on it. Just a few X's across the doors. How are you guys doing? Enjoying this?
Yeah, I mean it's been pretty good so far.
This is
We've had
fun.
some good racing up front. Yeah. Now
It was fun for the first run, honestly. Like that was fun how all the strats played.
All right,
like
well,
saving
looks like
or no
we're coming to the
saving.
restart. Looks like we're coming to the restart here this time, so we'll let you go get back at it. Best of luck.
Thank you guys. Keep having fun.
Yes, sir. That's Cosman Yoneshu. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway here at North Wilkesboro. Bolin leads. Then it's Guest, Kane Cook, who's had a remarkable comeback. Remember, he was way off the pace at the end of that first run, with the right front tire pretty much falling off the race car. Joseph Armstrong in the ugliest car award. He sits in the 4th spot. Jack Mace, good run for him so far. He sits P5 with 78 laps to go.
Yeah, looking through, and there are a bunch of guys up here just courtesy of some of those stops. Getting a chance up here. Obviously, Joseph Armstrong, Jack Mace, Chris Wetz, Phil McCandless, who was just involved in a caution, or in that spin a few laps ago. So good rebounds for a lot of these guys if they're able to stay up here. Either way, though, it is Graham Bolin and Michael Guest up front.
Into 75 laps to go. First car on fresher tires is Kolonix. Wyatt Tinsley peeks to the inside of him here off 4. The freshest tires belong to Liam Sheen. He is 22nd on the racetrack right now.
Ooh, and Wyatt Tinsley, you saw there. A little bit of contact between he and Alex Kolonix. Tinsley is just driving it in so deep right now into the corner entry, and he's going to get around. Kolonix and now start to try to work on Phil McCandless. That's for the 7th position.
Foucault now looking to the inside of that 22. In turn, 20 as well. Side by side just up the road, Chris Wetz trying to get by Jack Mace here. Got Armstrong right in front as well. Oh man, Wetz got loose. Off of 4, but he holds on to it. At least for now. Now Kolonix is in the middle of a mess back here with Buttafuoco and more.
Oh, Parker White! Still middle 3 right now for Parker White. McAdam's going to let off, and he's already been in enough trouble, Parker White. Yeah, you know, on that first run, had the dominant car. Just felt like nobody could touch him, and then after that contact with Graham Bolin, it's just been an uphill battle for him since. And he still finds himself battling to get back in the top 10. Past Kolonix on the outside now. And he'll send it to get by him.
Now he's in the middle 3 wide. Blake Reynolds to the outside. Brandon Hawken on the bottom side. Hawken get by as will Reynolds. So Kolonix continues to skid back. He's in 13th. He's got Kevin King right behind, and now he slides off corner exit. He'll give 1 spot up. Mercurio will go to the outside. He may give 2 spots up here. And he will.
A little further back up at the front. Still got my eye on Parker White. He has Phil McCandless, Daniel Buttafuoco side by side in front of him, and this has been a really interesting battle that he's had to navigate here. Oh, Chris Wetz just popped the outside wall in turn number 2. Everybody will keep it green. Parker White back bumper, or front bumper, excuse me, to
3
Daniel
wide.
Buttafuoco.
Right behind him, that's Blake Reynolds, Hawken, and then you've got McCandless on the outside. 3 wide, and oh, contact! Hawken gave plenty of room. Reynolds did not, and that got McCandless up and into the wall. But nobody wrecks.
And you see Kevin McAdams side by side with Mercurio here. Everybody back here bunched up right now. Just have to get it sorted out somehow. See Cozy here, who's been up front for a fair majority of the day. There's lots of shuffling going on around this 5th to 15th area.
Nice little wall shot there. 64 to go. Michael Guest about a second back on Graham Boland. Kane Cook another half second back on Guest. Jump up here to P6. Buttafuoco holding off Mace. You got Parker White right there as well. Nice little battle. Just up the road, Wyatt Tinsley trying to get by Joseph Armstrong, but Armstrong a little stronger right now, trying to hold off that 20.
And this whole battle's been super fun right now. Joseph Armstrong wiggling around just a little bit. It's going to allow Daniel Buttafuoco in the GoDaddy colors that we also saw on Thursday night. Going to be 3 wide here. Big send for Parker White down on the inside. And he is going to be there. They're both past Joseph Armstrong side by side. Outside versus inside lane here. Parker White has the momentum. But Daniel Buttafuoco going to dive in that corner out just a little bit. Going to get a little momentum off the exit. And that's going to allow him to pull with Parker White. Parker White's going to outbrake him just a little bit going into turn number 3. And now give Parker White number 5.
I would just like to point out, and then we'll get back to racing here for just a second. Bryce Harper missed like the first 20 games of the year. He has played 9 games so far. He has 1 less home run than Trey Turner, and he has played in every single game. I'm just saying. Harper just hit his 2nd home run of the season tonight. 7-4 good guys. Meanwhile, we're at Wilkesboro racing.
It's not a Jacob Hits broadcast without the mention of the
Oh,
Phillies.
don't act like you don't do the same thing. Give me a break.
Sixers or the Eagles.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, still Parker White side by side with Wyatt Tinsley for 4th now. White gave Tinsley a little shove going into turn 3 last time. That's opened the door for him to get down to the underneath.
See Chris Wett's kind of up on the outside there. You've got Kevin King to the inside, and we cut away from it. So there goes Parker White, taking a spot away, and now we cut back to it.
Oh.
Off the racetrack, Armstrong. Kevin got up out of the groove, and it pushed the 20, or the 020, way up the hill. Oh. That 07, remember, he was broke earlier from contact with Jordan Worth. And it was Kevin, by the way. Kevin got turned by the 020 of Armstrong up the hill. That's why there was the contact and why Kevin went up the hill.
And we are still trying to sort everything out here. I mean, looking around right now, Blake Reynolds has done a great job in getting back up here. Back bumper now to Wyatt Tinsley for the 5th position. Everybody's gotten stacked up behind Kane Cook here. Brandon Hawken, Daniel Buttafuoco, all these guys up in this battle. Reynolds finally going to get underneath Wyatt Tinsley. This outside lane, I mean, it's not going to be the dominant lane or the preferred lane, anything like that, but I mean, it does have a fair amount of speed. This momentum that we're getting off the corners is providing a sizable advantage on the straightaways. Wyatt Tinsley there just going to pull to the outside, let Blake Reynolds go on by.
Inside 50 laps to go. A lot of good stuff coming up on FTF.gg. Winstall tomorrow at Michigan. SimCar is at Daytona on Thursday. The following week, the eNASCAR qualifying iRacing series rounds up at Charlotte. FTF1 is back in 2 weeks at Spa. The FTF All-Star Race on May 27th. That's a Saturday. David Cabrera just spun it, by the way, onto pit road in front of your race leader. I don't believe that was a scheduled stop.
He'll play it off. He was just coming for tires and fuel.
Well, he hit the apron in turn 3 and got up on 2 wheels. And that's why
Again,
it spun.
he's just playing it off.
Here's a look.
Here.
He wanted a biggie bag from the pit lane and said, yeah, I'll take one. There you see him. Side by side with Falkingham. See how those fresh tires work out. Parker White closing in on Michael Guest. As you see, 3 wide. Oh, never mind. Here's Kane Cook and Blake Reynolds. This is 4th on the racetrack. Great run for Kane Cook tonight. Pole sitter at Kansas. He won at Kansas last year, had a strong car. He wound up crashing and found himself finishing in 43rd last week at Kansas. Rebounded nicely so far here at North Wilkesboro.
And this is the battle
Here's
for
Parker
P2
White
right now.
Yep.
And yeah, Parker White has slowly but surely been crawling to the back bumper of Michael Guest. Last time in turn number 3, gave him a little bit of a shove. Got him washed up the racetrack, and that's what Parker White's been doing to get a bunch of spots and continue to crawl back up here, is just giving him the bumper. And I don't know if that's impatience or if, you know, he's seeing 42 laps to go and just, again, with that time in the back of his head, starting to get a little more aggressive. But he's going to try to slide up in front of Michael Guest, but I think he'll get him here, actually. I thought Michael Guest was going to have the position going into turn number 1, but no. Put the 011 into P number 2, and now his job will be to making up this almost 2-second deficit on Graham Bolin.
Great stuff there for second. And now Parker White's got to try and reel in Bolin in these final 40 laps. Remember, Bolin got into White early in this race and moved that 011 out of the way. If he can get back to him, could get spicy. That's all I'll say. By the way, I would like to point out, if Graham Bolin were to win tonight, this would be the second time that 88 has gone to victory lane, and it would be the second time that Kevin King, the normal driver in the 88, is not in the car. Austin Johnson did it earlier this year, back at Richmond, and Bolin's trying to do it again. Now, that's the reigning champ's car. Kevin King has had some good runs, but it's a good owner point day, I guess, for the 88. That's about it.
And right now, Graham Bolin is such a buffer right now with 37 laps to go. The last thing he would want is a caution at this point.
By the way, my mistake wasn't Richmond, it was Bristol. And that was Timmy Holmes, not Austin Johnson. Austin Johnson did drive the car, though. He did drive that 88.
Yes,
that much I can confirm. I remember that one. But you're right. That was, I guess, Texas when he finished 21st. Would have been Bristol Dirt because that was the race Timmy Holmes won. But my point still stands.
Yeah.
It would be the second time that the 88 has gone to victory lane and Kevin King has not been in the race car.
Kane Cook. Wyatt Tinsley down to his inside. A little bit of contact. Thought Tinsley was going to go around, but he gets it regathered. But Brandon Hawken in the picture now for P6. Lots of back and forth, and Michael Cozy Jr. is right here to pounce on it if anything goes awry.
You'll see just up in front of these guys, the 45 of Lucas Plessel. He is not on the lead lap. Currently 36th. He is to make it 3 laps down. Closing in on 30 to go. And I'm starting to think for Parker White, trouble for Malillo, he is on the pit lane. I'm starting to think for Parker White, the only way he's going to get to that 88 is if a caution comes out.
Yeah, I think at this point I'd be inclined to agree with you. But this is the Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series. Anything can happen. And I think we've seen on multiple occasions that any and everything will happen. So, wouldn't rule it out for sure.
Battle for third as Reynolds is closing in on Guest. Meanwhile, Hawken and Tinsley side by side, a little further back. I think Michael Guest's tires are out to lunch.
Looking around right now. Keeping an eye on tires, but...
Oh, Michael Guest about crashed with Plessel. Down the back straightaway. Plessel is in the wall still. And here comes Reynolds to the inside for that third spot. That could have been huge.
Recollected and... Yeah, I mean, just parking it off the Xer right now for the 45, so... Really been a tough break with all
Trouble,
that damage.
Logan Helton's around! Still green because it's on the apron. He lost it checking up. McCandless had to check up in front of him, and he lost control of the car. He was having such a good run going. That was your pole sitter tonight. Here comes Reynolds. Inside for third, as Parker White is starting to close in on Graham Boland now, finally.
And Graham Boland here. He's been having a tough time with some of this lap traffic. Just got around Aaron Riolo. Has Cosmin Ionescu in front of him. But, I mean, the car is getting noticeably loose on entry. When he's planting it into the ground with the brakes, it's just not wanting to slow down all the way for him. And Parker White continues to just reel him in right now, down to almost just a second flat.
Coming up through in a hurry. Gap is just about a second. Parker White's going to lose some time here, stuck racing Ryan Nalraki. A lot of lap traffic in between. 3 lap cars, Jordan Worth, Cosmin Ionescu, and Aaron Riolo, the 3 lap cars. Boland may put it fourth with AJ Green in between them here in the next few laps, with 21 laps to go.
And if you're Parker White, you really just want these guys to move out of your way, like AJ Green just did for Graham Boland.
Oh! He got loose. He lost it on exit. And that'll open up the door, maybe, as Cosmin pits right in front of second place. That's really going to hurt. Down the caution. Down Kolonix. David L. Brown and Kolonix off turn 2. Kolonix drove it in and got into David L. Brown. I'm not sure what David L. Brown wanted, and he says it over the radio. And once again, we're going to get a late race caution in FTF. Kolonix just stuck it in there. And the 83 comes down. Doesn't know the 22's there. And around goes the 83. He is not happy with driver 22.
And
Oh, brother.
Cosmonaut and Eshu getting down to the pit road earlier. But this changes everything for Parker White. We saw, or we were saying that...
Strategery, Caleb. Graham Bolin stays out. No, he doesn't. He pit after everybody else. What?
I think he might have just
He
missed
missed pit road. Brandon Hawkins stays out, though. He will be your race leader. Graham Bolin missed pit road under caution. Blake Reynolds, I think, took 2 tires, as did Cozy and Frisch and Jack Mace. Liam Sheen drove through pit road. He missed his box in the 73. This changes a lot. The guy that's led the most laps looks like is going to be starting 10th, but he has the advantage of being on 4 fresh tires compared to some of the folks. Make that he'll be starting 9th now that Liam Sheen pits. But that's going to change a lot because you've got some guys on 2, some guys on none, couple on 4, and the new race leader on 74 lap old tires in Brandon Hawken in the 099. Now, he has not won a race this year. Trying to change that right now.
And Brandon Hawkins, somebody with a lot of speed, just has not been able to close it so far this year. Looking up at the front right now, I mean, Brandon Hawkins, somebody he's 10th in points coming into tonight. Had a 5th last week at Kansas. Again, he's had a lot of speed. Blake Reynolds is in that same category where he's in the playoffs, but not off of a win, just off of good finishes.
Caution has been extended here to get the order right. We'll get a restart with 14 laps to go.
We'll see how the strategery works out. But if you remember back a few laps ago, by a few laps ago, I mean 100 or so ago, I was saying, there is room for some tire strategy in this race if you want to, because we have seen guys get held up in the back.
By the way, Kalnix has a pass-through because of wreck score. We've extended the caution again. So this is whittling away time here for this restart. Because now we're going to have 13 to go on the restart. Initially, we were going to have 15. So they are running out of laps. And Hawken trying to slow the field down, get away from the pace cars so they can get sorted and get us to go green. But they are not sorted in the back of the pack. At least not yet. They're trying to catch up. Pace car is in. We're racing. 13 laps to go. Brandon Hawken on old tires leads us down. Green flag. He's got Blake Reynolds behind. Reynolds looks to the inside. That door is stuck wide open. Here comes car 66. Put him out in front.
Michael Cozy Jr. at the inside of Brandon Hawken. Parker White is in this conversation as well. Michael P. Frisch started all the way in the rear, and he's going to get super loose off the exit of turn number. But he is still to the inside of Brandon Hawken. That 99 is going straight to the back. Daniel Buttafuoco.
Oh, he turned Buttafuoco! Caught Michael Guest, and into the outside wall goes the 13. Caution flags out. We'll get a restart. Inside 10 laps to go. And that was, more than anything, just hard racing. Hawken trying to get out of the way and slot in line. And he was not quite clear. Tough break for the 13 of Buttafuoco. And here it is. Here's the replay. Let's try to get out of the way and drop down in line. And unfortunately, just misjudged it. On board.
And again,
Yeah.
3 wide at North Wilkesboro is not really the avenue that you want to take. Another guy that got a little piece of that was Graham Bolin. Obviously with some pit stop misfortune. Doesn't look like the strategy worked out for him.
Yeah. And Hawken has been given an EOL. He has to drop to the back. So we'll restart with less than 10 laps to go in the We Are Out of Cars Robert Dorman 250. Blake
We might
Reynolds
be
your
out of
leader,
cars.
then it's Parker White, Cozy, Frisch, Guest, Cook, Bolin, Mace, Mercurio, Wyatt, Tinsley, your top 10. Botafuco only fell back to 17th. But he's going to have a lot of trouble getting back up to the front. Nate Stewart, your free pass. He goes screaming by here. And I think we're at 2 to go, which means we'll get a restart with 6 laps to go. And I hope everybody gets this sorted out here so we don't waste any more time under caution. Because any caution from here would put us in overtime territory.
I believe we should be getting this caution with 6 to go. If we
Caution with 6 to
avoid
go.
any extensions, or yeah,
I mean,
restart with 6 to go.
Yeah, hold on now. Oh my God, Hawken.
Oh,
Where the hell is he going? Oh, he spun it. He was speeding on pit road to try and beat out the pace car. And that's unbelievable. Good stuff, Hawken. Keep your foot in it.
Yeah, he kept
Sure
his
warmed
foot in
those
it,
tires
all right.
up. He'll be starting out back because of the ELL, but that's it. They're not clearing black flags for single file restarts. If you get a black flag, you're stuck with it. Green flag, Nick Miller. No, I'm sorry, Blake Reynolds. Gone to turn number 1. Parker White looking for back-to-back wins. He sits in second, Cozy third, Frisch, an improbable comeback for him. He's 4th. Michael Guest is 5th. We're coming to 5 laps to go.
And Blake Reynolds right now just praying that we get this thing green to the end. Because he is trying to run away with it. Parker White has little to say right now. Coming to 4
Trouble
laps
turn
to
2.
go.
1 car around, it's Kolonix. He gets onto the grass, hits the inside wall, keeps it going straight. We stay green. Hawken back on pit road. 4 laps to go. It's the Michael, and Michael show, 3rd, 4th, and 5th between Cozy, Frisch, and Guest. 3 wide further back.
Oh, and Kane Cook slapped the wall. Brian Mercurio 3 wide on the inside with Jack Mace.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
Mercurio! Oh, there goes Mace into Mercurio, and they spin on the front straightaway. They lock it up and keep it green. What a
Meanwhile,
great
up
save
at the
by
front,
both cars for the
Parker
lead.
White, right here on the outside, he's finally tried to make his move. Blake Reynolds loose. 2 laps to go.
How hard will Parker White drive? Remember, he got moved once today. He does not want to make it a second time. Coming to the white flag. I think both drivers just hoping they can keep it green for 1 more lap. Reynolds clear off 4. White flag in the wind. Parker White gets back alongside. Side by side at turn 1. Contact. Up the hill they both go. Is Cozy too far back? Here comes Reynolds on the inside. Parker White stays up on the outside. Side by side into turn number 3. White drives it in deep. Reynolds back on the gas. Blake Reynolds will win at North Wilkesboro.
That was a finish. Parker White gave it all he had on the outside. And early on, the dominant car of the day versus Blake Reynolds, who will come out on top.
10th career victory for Blake Reynolds in FTF. That ties him 5th all-time with Brandon Hawken. And the Texas native driver, the 66, he's come close to winning the the Barbersville FTF Cup Series title before. And with this win, this will likely put him into the playoffs and give him a shot to compete for a 3rd straight season. 4 wins last year, 5 in his first year in 2021. And Blake Reynolds burning down the house.
What a finish from Blake Reynolds. I mean, they were all over each other in turn number 1 and 2, but from there, just good, clean, hard racing.
They did not have to use the bumpers to have a good finish.
Or any overtimes, which I'm pretty pleased about.
Yeah, once they got rolling there, they kept it rolling, which was nice. Seth, hold on. We've got post-race implications. Seth Noel has been black flagged by race control. So something happened. Oh. I don't know. Okay, so McCandless spun on the last lap. This is 2 to go. Racing coming, well, this is, okay, both of them are a lap down here. This is coming to the white. So they're on the last lap. Bam. And that's a black flag for Seth. No, my guess is wreck score cost him there.
Would make sense, Jacob. I think,
But unofficially, on my end, it still has Seth Noel in the 22nd position. So I'm not sure what that will do in the grand scheme of things. Nonetheless, but Blake Reynolds, your winner. Parker White finishes in 2nd. For Parker White now, 4 out of the last 5 races have been 2nd or better. 10th at Talladega, his lowest finish in the last 5 races. 2nd at Bristol Dirt. 10th at Dega, 2nd at Dover, 1st last week at Kansas, 2nd tonight. Cozy 3rd, great finish for him. That's his highest finish of 2023 thus far, first top 5. Michael P. Frisch finishes in 4th. Michael Guest, 5th spot, good run for him. Graham Bolin in his season debut finishes in 6th. Wyatt Tinsley 7th. Kevin McAdams, he finishes in 8th. That's his 3rd top 5. Make it his 4th top 5 of the season. Kane Cook finishes a great run tonight. He finishes in the 9th spot. Picks up his 2nd top 10. And Logan Helton, Caleb, he rounds out the top 10. Did I say top 5? I meant top 10 for McAdams. My bad.
Yeah, and 11th going to be Jonathan Oshalim. Good run for him. Daniel Buttafuoco ran up inside the top 10 for most of the day. He's going to come home 12th after starting 12th. Brian Mercurio as well in that category. A good rebound after starting 36th, finishing 13th. Jack Mace going to come home 14th. Daniel Falkingham kind of faded back after starting 3rd. He's going to come home 15th. Chris Wetz going to finish in the 16th position. Liam Sheen in 17th. Ryan Naraki 18th. Phil McCandless we saw in that spin, going to come home 19th. And Nick Miller, after a no other way to put it, just bad start to the race for him, he's going to come home to finish 20th.
Nate Stewart finishes 21st. Everybody else 1 lap down or more. Seth Noel tentatively finishes 22nd. Zwack 23rd. David L. Brown 24th. Sebastian Marin had a strong car tonight. He finishes 25th. Joseph Armstrong, the ugliest paint scheme award winner, finishes in 26th. Paul Mikolajczyk, we did not say his name at all tonight. He finishes 27th. Cosman 28th after his issues. Aaron Riolo 29th, and the 04 for Dylan Basin. AJ Green, not the wide receiver, finishes 30th.
And looking on back here, Jordan Worth going to come home 31st. He had a rough night. Alex Kolnix as well. Got tangled up a few times, going to come home 32nd. Zach Hudson in the 33rd position. Brian Zabelski in 34th. Lucas Plessel 35th. Justin Malillo 36th. Brett Pancari 37th. David Cabrera 38th. Brandon Hawken in 39th. And Blake Bryant in the 40th position, 42 laps down.
Final couple of folks here. Kwame Scott out of the race. Rocky Boyd out of the race. Gary Sexton out of the race. Those three guys finishing in the last 3 position. Meanwhile, let's talk with our race winner, Blake Reynolds. And boy, you put on one heck of a show there in those last couple laps holding off Parker White on older tires. How'd you get it done?
Just a late call for 2 tires. I didn't really know what to do there. I've lost so many of these races this year, just being on the wrong call. So I just spent some time just thinking. Well, really, Kevin King was in the channel and he told me I should do it, and I put it in my playbook, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. So, yeah, man, that was tough. I knew my left sides got heated up with about 4 to go there. And then Parker got to my outside, and I was not going to let him get to my inside. I was lifting off the corner to make sure he could not cross over.
Obviously, you had won races before, so you were already locked in. But you have a win now going into the All-Star race in 2 weeks. You're in the playoffs, at least tentatively. How are you going to use this momentum to get you through to the rest of the regular season and then down to the playoffs?
Hopefully get a few more wins. And actually, this is my first top 5 of the season. I have no wins this season, so it's been really rough this year so far. I get the stage points, and then I wreck in stage 3. It's usually these late cautions. I just get on the wrong strat, or something happens. Some idiots up in the top 10, doing something, whatever. it seemed to happen all the time this year. I'm just glad to get the win for First 4 Racing and new primary this week, Slipstream Signs, Tyler Williams. But First 4 Racing, first win of the season.
Now, I want to ask you about this tonight as well. 10th career Barr Visual FTF Cup Series win. That ties you fifth all-time ever in the league. Curious on your thoughts on that.
That's pretty cool. Does that include NR?
Yes. That dates all the way back to 2015. 2015 is the official records, I guess, from Justin. So that's what I have tabulated. Taylor Morgans leads it at 40, then Kevin McAdams at 24, Mercurio with 16, Isaac Gann has 14, Brandon Hawken has 10, and now you have 10. And pretty impressive list.
Yeah. Considering I've only been in the iRacing side for the 3 years they're doing it, that's pretty cool. I did have a few starts in the NR days, but I was pretty bad at NR. I was always known as the iRacer back then, so I went from iRacing to there. So that's cool. Cool to be on the stats, be up there.
Blake, congratulations, and we'll see you in a couple weeks at wherever the hell the All-Star race is. Best of luck.
All right, thank you, Jacob.
That's Blake Reynolds, your race winner tonight for the first time in 2023 here at North Wilkesboro. We'll talk with our second place finisher, Parker White, with Caleb.
Thank you, Jacob. And I'm here with Parker White. And dating back to the Dirt Bristol race, let me read off your finishes for you. You got a second, a 10th, a second, a first, and another second place finish here tonight. Points leader coming into tonight. Seems like your momentum's at an all-time high. Talk us through what was going through the mind of the 011 tonight.
Yeah, that race was kind of up and down and then just back up again because I was able to get out to the lead at the start. We went green for about 70, 80 laps, and I kind of figured out really quickly that the car was building tight, so I put the brake bias down. The car had some good turn in it, and I really felt like I saved my tires well, so I just tried to keep that in mind the rest of the race because really, as long as you just didn't slide the tires, you're going to be fine. So eventually we started wrecking a lot, and that's when the strategy came into play. I was able to get the win in stage 1, And then Graham and I made a bit of contact in turn 1, and that sent me back to, I think, 9th, but I was able to make my way back up to the field pretty quickly. So it was just kind of trying to be on the right strategy, just getting max stage points, because I got 3rd in the second stage, so that was good for points for me. So I pit the yellow after the stage, and actually when we pit, all of us that pit, we all got a exiting close pits, so we had to go behind the lap cars, restart there, and just slowly make our way back to the field. And then we got 1 yellow, and I pit on the first lap that the pits were open, and I guess Graham didn't get the memo that the pits were going to be open that lap, so I decided to pit then, and I think that's the yellow that Blake and everyone took too, because all they had to do was just get by Brandon on the restart, and then Blake just had to defend, and he did a really good job at that. So that was just a really eventful race overall, and I'm happy to get away with another P2.
P2 for Parker White, and his, no other way to put it, just domination so far is going to continue here going into the All-Star race in 2 weeks, and then we'll get back to points racing in 3 weeks from Gateway. Thank you for your time, Parker. Congratulations on the 2nd place here tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Parker White, Jacob.
That is Parker White indeed. We'll talk with Mike Cozy Jr., 3rd place finisher tonight. And boy, an adventurous night from beginning to end.
Always
wind up P3. How about it?
Yep. It's good to finish good for a change. Don't know how I did it. It's every way possible, man, to not finish good every week, every race. It's always something. I got an EOL for driving off pit road with everybody. It's fun. This thing drives. I can't tell you how it drives like on air. It just stinks. Finished 3rd though. Kept the tires on it. Appreciate Logitech VRS, all our lovely Altus partners. Glad we got a good finish. Miss some other Altus teammates here tonight. Glad to pick up a good run for us. Hopefully we can get a victory lane soon.
So we've got the All-Star race coming up in 2 weeks' time. You're in it since you won a race late last year.
Cool.
But you got the rest of the season coming up as well. Your best finish now here tonight at Wilkesboro. 3 out of your last 4 finishes have been in the top 10. Is this the Michael Cozy Jr. of old now? Are you back in the swing of things here? Are we going to see you in victory lane at some point?
Frisch keeps telling me what master cylinders to use every week. This car is stupid. I don't know. I go out there and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing every week. Like, I race this car professionally. I don't know what the heck. It's like, I don't know, man. I try. Even when I do good, it's like I get wrecked or something, get new penalty dumb. I don't know, net code, whatever. I don't know. Just gonna keep on sending it and keep on hoping for the best.
All right, Cozy. Well, thanks for your time. We'll see you in 2 weeks for the All-Star race.
All right, y'all have a good one.
That's Michael Cozy Jr., P3 tonight. Fan favorite. Always enjoy talking with driver the 99. So this is done, and now we have no idea where the hell we're going next.
Yeah, the All-Star race, I'm sure they'll pick a fun venue for it. But yeah, as of right now, we still have no clue. What we are sure of is coming up on the summer break here. It's still 5 weeks away, but it is creeping up on us. We got Gateway, Road America, Charlotte for the World 600, Nashville after that, and then we're doing a doubleheader for the Chicago Street Circuit and then the Chicagoland Speedway. And then we're done until almost August. So it is creeping up on us, the playoff time. So it's going to be fun either way getting to the end here. Obviously, I mean, feels like Parker White's the guy to beat right now, but otherwise there's still so much in flux in terms of the playoff race. So continue to monitor that, but a fun race at Wilkesboro. It comes down to the wire between Parker White, Blake Reynolds. Blake Reynolds going to come out on top here and lock himself into the playoffs. So it's been a fun season so far. I'm looking forward to getting the rest of it.
Executive decision, by the way, even though I can't make this call, we're doing the Nordschleife for the All-Star race.
No. Absolutely not.
All right. Well, then maybe we have to do all of Le Mans or something. Just one lap there. Whoever makes it back around wins. But we'll use the Formula Vs. Nonetheless, that's it for us here tonight from North Wilkesboro. It's Blake Reynolds picking up his first win of 2023 for everybody at FTF, all the admins. For Zach Johnson, our producer, alongside me, Caleb Hoffman, I'm Jacob Pitts. So long from the We Wrecked All of Our Cars Robert Dorman 250. Blake Reynolds, your winner at North Wilkesboro. We'll see you in the All-Star in 2 weeks.